My name is Eric Saunders, and if you're reading this, you still have a chance to stop it. I'm writing this for you, the people of this time, because in my world, there's no one left to listen. I come from the year 2049, and I've seen the end of everything. You've noticed the drones in your skies, haven't you? Small lights, silent and perfect, moving in formations too precise to be random. The news dismisses them. Experimental tech, civilian drones. A prank. Maybe you believe that. Maybe you think the government has it under control. I'm here to tell you they don't. Those aren't drones. They're scouts. Probes. Something far worse than you can imagine is hiding beneath the waves. And those lights are the first sign of what's coming. In my time, they emerged. Machines and creatures we were never meant to see. They didn't come to make contact. They came to feed. Cities burned. Millions died. And now, even after all this, I can still hear their hum vibrating in my bones. It's in the energy grid, in the sky, in the earth itself. You don't believe me. I get it. I wouldn't have believed me either. But listen closely. By the time you see what I've seen, it will already be too late. It started in December of 2024, in the skies over New Jersey. People spotted lights, silent clusters hovering in perfect grids. At first it was small, maybe 10 or 12 over the Pine Barrens. Someone posted a blurry video online with the caption, "New Jersey UFOs." It went viral, of course, but the experts quickly dismissed it. Drones, they said. FAA tests. Experimental aircraft. But then the sightings spread. The lights moved over coastal towns, over neighborhoods in Newark and Jersey City, and then out toward the Atlantic Ocean. People gathered in their backyards, pointing at the sky, snapping photos. The lights weren't random. They were methodical, scanning, like machines studying a map. I watched it all unfold on my phone, the videos getting clearer every day. You could see their precision, how the lights would align and move in formation, gliding across the rooftops, the trees, the streets. And still, no one took it seriously. It's a hoax. Just drones. The government's up to something. The lights were over the ocean by Christmas Eve. They lingered there for days, floating in the fog like stars that had fallen too low. Then, just as suddenly, they disappeared. People moved on. The drones had done their job. It was the 4th of July, the night of fireworks, parades, backyard barbecues. I remember standing on my roof in Hoboken, watching the colorful explosions light up the sky over Manhattan. That's when I saw them again, the lights. This time there were hundreds, hovering just beyond the fireworks. They looked like stars, glowing white and faintly blue, but they moved, shifting into patterns like a swarm of insects. People below me noticed them too. I could hear the murmurs rising in the crowd. What is that? Are those planes? Then the lights started to descend. I'll never forget the sound, the sudden, deafening hum that rose out of nowhere, vibrating through my bones. It was like 1,000 engines coming to life all at once. The lights folded and shifted, their glowing outlines collapsing into jagged metallic shapes. They weren't drones, they were machines. The first explosion hit Newark. A flash of light and a fireball that swallowed an entire block. The shockwave rattled windows in Hoboken. Then Jersey City, 3 quick bursts in the dark, buildings collapsing in on themselves like sandcastles kicked over by a child. People screamed. I dropped to my knees, staring at the skyline as something enormous emerged from the water. At first I thought it was a ship, but it kept rising. Black, chitinous, and alive, its surface pulsing with sickly violet light. Its eyes, clusters of orbs that burned like stars, turned toward the shore, and I swear they saw us. New York was next. Over the next 48 hours, New Jersey was wiped off the map. The machines poured out of the ocean in waves, some towering like skyscrapers, others small and spider-like, skittering through the streets and tearing through buildings. People tried to run, but there was nowhere to go. Highways were jammed with cars that never moved again. Airports were flattened. The military responded with fighter jets, tanks, missiles, everything they had. None of it mattered. I saw it firsthand. A fighter jet fired a missile straight at one of the creatures in downtown Jersey City. The explosion hit, but the thing didn't even flinch. It absorbed the energy, its surface rippling like water. Then it turned, and with a single pulse of light, the jet dropped out of the sky. The machines were feeding. They latched onto power lines, substations, and entire skyscrapers, draining them dry. The lights went out one block at a time, cities falling into darkness. The hum of the machines grew louder with each passing hour, like the world itself was vibrating. By the time 2030 arrived, humanity was broken. The machines had spread across the globe, stripping cities for resources and turning the planet into a wasteland. Entire continents were swallowed by the creatures, oceans blackened, forests burned to ash. The survivors, what few of us remained, fled underground. That's where we lived for years, hiding in bunkers, afraid to make a sound. The surface was theirs now. The machines patrolled endlessly, and you could still hear the hum, vibrating through the earth, a constant reminder that we weren't alone. Some of the survivors whispered that the machines weren't just feeding on energy. They were learning, adapting. They were alive, but not like us. Their minds were vast, collective, and ancient. We'd woken something that had been asleep for millennia, buried in the ocean's deepest trenches. In 2045, deep in an underground lab, we found something after constantly digging deeper for more resources to survive. An ancient machine hidden far beneath the crust of the earth. It wasn't ours. Human hands had never built something so complex. Some said it had been left there by the same beings that had sent the machines. Others believed it belonged to a civilization long before us, one that had faced the same fate. The machine bent time, a door, not a weapon. It was our last chance. Me and a couple of others volunteered to go back to your time, to the year 2024, to warn you before it starts. We tried everything to warn them, the government, the military, anyone who would listen. But every time one of us spoke out, they were silenced, arrested. The FBI, the CIA, agencies that once served the people, became the tools to keep the truth buried. Those of us who knew too much vanished overnight, labeled as threats or lunatics. I'm the last one left, and there's no one left to trust. No way to spread the warning except this message. If you're hearing this, you deserve to know the truth. Those drones you see now, they're the beginning. The scouts. The machines are waking up, mapping your cities, learning your defenses. They're hiding in the Atlantic Ocean, waiting for the right moment to rise. The government won't save you. They don't understand what's coming. And when they do, it will already be too late. Don't listen to the news. Don't trust their explanations. When you see the lights in the sky, when you hear that hum vibrating through your bones, you need to act, destroy them, drive them back, do whatever it takes. Because once they rise, the world as you know it will end. I didn't escape them. Even now, I hear the hum. It's in the air, in the ground, in me. You still have time. Don't let it run out.